Hello, I'm very pleased to welcome you to our online version of English 241, American Traditions in Literature here at Pacific Lutheran University. My name is Jim Albrecht. I'm a professor in the English department here at PLU, where I've taught since 1995. My area of specialty as a teacher is American literature in the 19th century and for the first half of the 20th century up to about 1945 or so. As a scholar, my specialty is Ralph Waldo Emerson, one of the writers that we'll be reading in this class, and how he influenced the school of American philosophy known as pragmatism, and specifically how Emerson and the American pragmatists approached the question of individualism in a democratic society. So the theme of our particular course is something that's important to me and that I've spent a lot of time in my career thinking and writing about. Our course, English 241, is designed to introduce you to literary study at the university level, and it's designed to introduce you to American literature as well by introducing you to a range of different writers from different periods in American history and American literary history, and also by focusing on a theme or an issue of cultural importance in American society and American history. And our theme is rethinking individualism, what it means to be an American self, or what it means to be a democratic self in a democratic culture, which is a very broad and important theme in American history. The principles of individual liberty and the pursuit of happiness are founding principles of our national government dating back to the American Revolution. Even though, as I'm sure you're aware, and as we will explore in this course, the question of just who could be included in that ideal of democratic citizenship and who could be included in the opportunities and the promises of that ideal has something that has always been contested in American history from the very beginnings of our nation. That ideal of individual liberty, of individual self-realization, for good and for bad, is still really a central obsession of our culture. And I think that we all should care about the ways in which a democratic society can benefit from individuality, can be reinvigorated by individuality, by the creativity, the innovation, and even the nonconformism and resistance of individuals. So this question of individuality and what it means to be a democratic self, it's certainly one that we haven't finished wrestling over as a society, and that question as well about extending the promise of that ideal to everyone is still something that we're working on as a nation. So I hope that you will find that the theme is interesting to you, and since it is such an important theme in American culture, it's not surprising that much of American literature deals with this fundamental question of how individuals can find fulfillment and liberty in a democratic society, of who can be an American, and what kind of fulfillment or liberty is available in our society. So as we explore this theme together, we'll be reading a lot of really great writers, from an early 17th century poet, Anne Bradstreet, to Toni Morrison, probably the most famous living American fiction writer today, a book of hers called Sula that was written in the 1970s, and a lot in between, from some really great early 19th century texts from the decades before the Civil War to some fascinating works of the latter 19th century and early 20th century dealing with questions of assimilation and becoming American. And we'll read some poetry, we'll read nonfiction prose, we'll read fiction. I hope that through reading these texts and discussing them together as a class, that you will yourself gain some new insights into our culture and our history, and gain new appreciation for all the interesting things there are to be experienced in American literature. So I'm very excited to work with you all this term. There will be another screencast, the next screencast in this Getting Started lesson. I'll be giving you a short introduction to the course setup of our Sakai page and the main tools of our Sakai page. So I look forward to taking you through that tour. Thanks.